Friends, creators, welcome to Laughsalot Studios. Love it, embrace it, hold on to it for as long as you can, because the news, be like Robin Williams, breaking news, Laughsalot Studios forced to have to move her location. All right, forced is too harsh of a word. We're going into May of 2026 and 6 months. It's even hard to fathom that it's been half a year since my husband passed. 6 months. Anyhow, the dust has settled, and I'll just put it short and sweet. It is unsustainable for me to stay here. And I was able to say that without crying. The struggle is real. The emotional roller coaster, while not as difficult as dealing with being a caregiver for a loved one, it ranks pretty high up there. You have to understand, the history is that this land, this home, well, the land has been in my husband's family at least 200 years. Slowly subdivided and sold. The house built by my husband's father has been here at least 70, almost 80 years, at least. So there's a legacy here. And to deal with the emotions that the heritage or the legacy ends with me, okay? That's a lot to put on my shoulders. But the reality is, it's just unsustainable. So remember when I did that video when we created the beautiful rainbow wall and I had to get rid of all those VHS and DVDs, and I was standing here telling you the memory is not in those videos. The memory is in my heart, and the videos had to go. Wow, how do you translate that now to the home, to the homestead, to the world that you spent years creating? And I only had 20 years. 20 years of that with my husband here at the house. Yeah, it's a heartache, but it's a truth and it's a reality. So I just came back from a scouting road trip because I need to find a place to live. One that will accommodate healing for me and a creative space as beautiful as this, if not more beautiful, with natural light, where I can keep the studio set up all the time so I can just come in here and press record. Yeah. Anyway, it's a shock. It is a shock. But again, just like I had time to process the entire death of my husband before I announced it to you, I've done the same thing here. I've had some time to process. I realized it in February, so I've been working on dealing with this since February, and I still don't have a place to land, but I have been looking at the state of Virginia. For those of you who don't have a military family, I'll explain something briefly here. When you have a veteran who has an illness due to wartime, don't quote me on this specifically, I'm just telling you my experience. For instance, my husband, because he was in Vietnam and was exposed to Agent Orange, his cancer was deemed to be a result of the Agent Orange. And veterans can put in a claim and you get a certain status or percentage of how much your disability is related to your military activity. And my husband at 100%, in other words, his illness was declared 100% due to his Vietnam Agent Orange activity. We get certain benefits. We were blessed that the VA paid for his medical bills. One of the benefits that passes on to me as the survivor, the widow of the veteran, is a 100% property tax exemption. But not all states honor that. Some states give you a certain percentage. There's different rules for each state. Pennsylvania honors it 100%. Virginia also honors it 100%. And I wouldn't mind living somewhere a little warmer. Just a little warmer. Where 28 inches of snow is something to ponder and be in awe at, but not to actually live through. Anyway, I've just been on a scouting trip throughout Virginia. I went southwest as far as Bristol and checked out a town called Abingdon. I also checked out Bristol and Damascus. Spent 4 days out there and then started the trek home. So I also saw a town called Salem, and I was told about a town called Harrisonburg, and I went through a beautiful town called Winchester with Old Town Winchester. I so want to go back and spend more time there. But we're talking a difference between 8 hours from where I'm currently located and 4 hours. Winchester is about 4 hours. So my friends are in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. So not only am I leaving a home, but I'm making a choice to move a distance that's going to take me away from my friends. And I know there's technology that can keep us connected, but it's not the same as getting together for a cup of tea or a lunch at a cafe. Yeah, these are all decisions and choices I've been making and dealing with. So I think my channel, where I always promote the importance of creative self-expression, I need this channel now more than anything, because packing up not only my 20 years of involvement in this house, but sorting through what's left of my husband's family and the antiques in the house is overwhelming. And the other fact is I am not in a position to buy a home unless I sell this one. So there's always that wonderful little juggling act of how do you not become homeless when you sell a home to grab the equity to put in a new home. So there's going to be a little chaos of juggling and cleaning out this one while having a wonderful team of realtors. This is a shout out to Yvonne and her husband Randy and Peyton, the realtors down in Southwest Virginia who are helping me. Yeah, they have to keep an eye out for my unicorn that I've given them to find. Very specific specifications so I can still live my creative life. I want a dedicated studio space. I don't know, it probably took me an hour between grabbing stuff out of the vehicle from the road trip and setting up the laptop and the table just so I could rant on like this with you. Yeah, I want a studio space where I can walk in, create a brand new rainbow wall, and have this set up. Plug and play, press a button. Here I am. What's the creative thing we're doing today? All right, so I'm going to share my road trip with you. I had every intention of documenting the road trip, and then at the end of the day, spending a little time doing like a little memory keeper so that when I got home, I wouldn't have all this stuff and memorabilia to put together. Well, you know that doesn't happen. Especially since it wasn't really a vacation, it was a scouting trip. So I have an 8-day road trip documented that needs to be shared and put in the memory keeper. And I know that I never did the week before I left that memory keeper page. We have a lot of work to do, guys. And I have a dumpster showing up on Monday the 11th. And I have pods showing up on Wednesday the 13th, so I can start moving non-essentials out to get the home in a state of showing. Yeah, that'll be fun. We're going to get this place staged to look like a Better Homes and Gardens home. Woo-hoo. That's a lot of news, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe I can give you a little teaser. Where are my Devil Wears Prada fans? Look at a Runway magazine. I will have a story about sitting at a drive-in theater watching The Devil Wears Prada 2. I love this because I also have the recent Vogue. Look at the two of them together. I love it. When pop culture meets reality. I can share with you, my Menman made ultimate journaling bag. I love how you can display your pins in the front. Yeah, I brought this with the entire intention of doing, like I said, journaling and memory keeping. And I have to tell you, I don't even want to turn on the overhead camera. I brought my traveler's journal with me because I love how it would fit brochures. My first day out, my camping map was too big to put in here. That was half the problem. As I went on, I realized this was not going to suffice. And I think that's because when I use the Happy Planner, that full book, to put my memories in, I'm so spoiled. I want that real estate to play in. Yeah. So I will also go through this with you. Yeah, there's a lot I'm going to share. So why don't I just keep this a short yak video, get it out there so you know what's going on. And yeah, I'm going to do my best to start sharing content, and maybe creative expression isn't always journaling. We'll see. Whatever I have to do to keep my head above water. Hey, any of my followers that live in Virginia or you vacation in Virginia, tell me about your favorite towns and why you like them, because I am house hunting. Okay? All right, guys, that was a bit off my chest. Leave your comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Share any tips you have about the whole packing up to move. I know the military families, they're used to packing and moving a lot. Yeah. Laugh at life, guys. Laugh a lot, because God's laughing while you make other plans, right? All right. Ciao, guys.